Hi, my name is Deborah Bishop, and I led a women's wellness group the other night, May 2nd, from 6:30 to 8 o'clock at night at my church, Community Baptist Church in Spring Hill, Tennessee. I set up chairs in a comfortable room. I purchased spiral notebooks like this and handed those out to the women. I passed out an index card and the sentence completion card that they filled out. That was this on one side, and then on the other side, I had the topics that I wanted them to choose for the coming weeks. I knew that there were going to be 6 women there, but at the last minute, 2 of the women canceled, so I was disappointed with that. But we had a good discussion, and for my first group, it was good because we had a lot of time to share, which that was the main point of the group. The purpose and nature of the group is to help women talk about their food, eating, body image issues, and anything around that. It is a support group where I would also spend about 10 minutes doing a mini lesson, educational lesson. This time I spent some time talking about core needs, purpose, provision, protection, and connection, and how those basic needs that we have are God given, and we want to be able to connect with each other in an effort to um, be a part of the Christ community and not use food to fill the holes that we have in our lives. And this is a new group. I have always wanted to lead a small group, especially in the area of nutrition and health, because that's something that I feel very passionate about. And I'm glad that it was all women because I like being around women. So it was great. I started with a round where I asked the women to share why they came to the group. And I called on the person that I know talks is very open. And so she only spoke for about 3 or 4 minutes, but was very honest about her struggles with food, that she always focuses on food. She used to suffer from bulimia when she was in her 20s. And so that was a good start to open everyone else up. I did introduce myself briefly at the beginning, talked about a struggle that I had with anorexia and bulimia in my teens and 20s. And so other people shared their struggles too. 2 of the women were very overweight, and they mentioned that they have no discipline, they have a lot of shame, they sneak food. So that was just in the first few minutes of the group. So we were off to a good start. I also had a fourth person there who has 4 children. She's 35 and she struggles with body image and really admitted that she's never really felt that good about herself. So we have a lot of discussions for the next couple weeks, and hopefully the women will return for the next 2 sessions that I'm going to do, May 9th and May 16th. I started and ended exactly on time. I was happy with that. I know how everyone is so busy. I liked the fact that I handed out the notebook. I put the little slips of paper inside the notebook with an index card and had a pencil on each of the chairs. So when they came in, they had all their supplies that they needed. So that worked out well. I was disappointed, as I said, that 2 people canceled. I was planning on breaking the groups into dyads, so there would have been 3 dyads where they could have shared those first few questions instead of just sharing in the whole group. The 3 questions were, in this group I want to learn, dot, dot, dot. What I struggle with the most in the area of my eating, body image, and weight is, and then I feel the best about my eating, weight, body image when. So that opened up a lot of conversation. So after we did share just in a group, we didn't break into the dyads because the group was so small. We ended up turning the paper over, and then I asked them to rate the 7 topics that I had in my group proposal and asked them if they had another suggestion too. So the top 3 suggestions for next week's topic, and the week after that is what does the Bible say about health and food? So we're going to cover that next week. What is food addiction and emotional eating? And then how do I make quality decisions in the area of food and exercise? So we'll be talking about those topics. And the one theme that came up uh, in the class on Thursday, the group on Thursday, was a lot of excuses. One woman said, "Oh, my knees hurt, so I don't want to exercise," or I gained so much weight after my children, but that was like 30 something years ago. And another woman said she didn't have time. So I would like to address the idea of why do we make excuses and how can we stop making excuses? So that will be something for the future groups. I used reflecting, I used silence, I used linking and open-ended questions. I used a rating scale to find out which topics they wanted to do next, and the sentence completion. And I was really happy with all of the sharing. The highlight was the openness, I think, of the women. I keep thinking of just the lack of discipline and the excuses. So I would like to talk more about that. And for the most part, I did feel very comfortable being a leader. Mostly, I'm a leader with children. So leading adults, I felt I could have been a little calmer. And I think that because of my anxiety at times, I did not allow silence. So I really need to work on um, being silent and letting them fill in and talk to each other more. I am not these women's savior, so I'm not going to keep them from all their health and um, nutrition issues, but I do want to have the group develop a deeper, abiding relationship with Jesus because I think the food acts as a substitute for going deeper with the Lord. So hopefully we will discover what we're really hungering for in the next few weeks. If we don't put Christ first, we're going to fill that emptiness with food or bad choices. So hopefully this will be an ongoing group, at least for the next 2 weeks, but maybe later on too. Thanks for listening.